Let's do this. UFC Fight Night, Condit versus Kampmann 2. I slipped up before the camera came on everybody.
Bad.
It was bad.
It was bad enough for me to know not to roll that shit.
Yeah, we had to go back because it was actually, I said a racial slur. I didn't even mean to say it.
You can't say racial slurs.
I know because I'm black. You know that shit. Come on, man. Anyway, this shit is August 28th at Bankers Life Fieldhouse in Indiana. Clan's gonna be there. I'm just joking. Anyway.
No, he's not.
Now, the first fight of the night is a middleweight fight between Brad Tavares and Robert McDaniel. You guys might have remembered him. He was George's favorite person. Bubba McDaniel, friends with Jon Jones, was on the Ultimate Fighter.
And he's got no shot at winning this fight. unless his game has changed 150%, I just don't see how he wins this. My money is on Brad. I hope Brad ear holes his cat.
And I agree with George. I mean, the guy has won his last 7 fights, but there was all this hype about him, and obviously because he was
self-hype.
It was self-hype.
And it helped with Jon Jones, that he supposedly trains with Jon Jones.
That he was friends with him or trained with him.
What amazes me, if Jon Jones is that good, how does he train with people that are not that good?
Yeah. Well, this guy, Tavares, is well-rounded. His last fights have been won by decisions, but he can put you to sleep, as Phil Baroni. And we'll move on to the next fight.
I'll take Erik Perez, just so I can say his name.
See, now, I'm not going to go there, okay, for all our Japanese fans out there. This is a bantamweight between Takeya Mizugaki versus Erik Perez. Now, if I said it wrong, too bad.
That sounds like an upgrade to a Bukkake film.
Yeah, it could be. That's like some of your favorite.
You got that Mizugaki film?
Now, Mizugaki has been on a roller coaster. He's got wins, he's got losses, he's got wins. He just cannot seem to get the big wins over the big names, which makes this interesting because our boy Erik Perez is working his way to the top of the bantamweight class. And very quickly. He's won 8 straight. He hasn't lost since 2010. And it might be because he's trained with Greg Jackson and all those other bad mofos down in Mexico.
Last time we saw him, he won via TKO punches, and before that he won by knockout. So he's not your typical Jackson fighter.
He's not. But he surely
just
quickly
rub chest for a while and see who wins.
Rub chest, rub breast. People were liking that shit. Yeah.
So I'm going with Perez for the win.
Now, next fight, welterweight bout between Court McGee versus Robert Whitaker. We're big fans of Court McGee. We're even bigger fans since he made the transition down to welterweight. He was successful in doing that the last time. George always says it. I'm the one to agree with him. He's got to start out fast, man. He cannot slow out slow.
And he has a bad habit of it. I mean, he beat Josh Neer last time, but it was closer than it needed to be.
Yeah.
He just needs to press the action.
He really does. And Whitaker's a well-rounded fighter again. He's coming off of 2 wins.
But he doesn't have the experience that
he doesn't.
Has. So I think just from the experience side, I kind of lean towards McGee. That, and I want to see him win. So I think Court would, and will win this fight.
Yeah. I think I'm going to go with Court. And George should shit his pants. And I'm the one that's unfortunately sitting beside him to smell the shit in his pants. So moving on to the next fight.
Stay classy, San Diego. Great
welterweight.
Movie, by the way.
Which one?
That movie I just quoted.
Which movie?
Stay classy, San Diego.
Oh, yeah. Welterweight. Now, this is interesting, George. The last time we saw Kevin Gastelum, he was beating up on Uriah Hall. Not beating up on Uriah Hall, but he was defeating Uriah Hall. And he's going up against this guy, Brian Melancon. And the thing that's interesting about this fight is Kevin Gastelum got better and better and better. He's young. He can do everything. And now he has dropped down to welterweight.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts on this shit? Like, cause I thought if he dropped down to welterweight, he could be real.
If he's not careful, he could get tapped out.
You think so?
If he doesn't outmuscle this kid, and we all see with the bigger wrestlers, some of them tend to gas because they just get tired. So I would try to use my wrestling to keep this off
the ground. No, they're both, Gastelum and Melican, they're both, purple belts, BJJ. They're both purple belts,
well,
but
then maybe Kevin. I don't know. We haven't seen Kevin fight all that much.
Yeah, and the thing is, we saw him in the house in Ultimate Fighter, and then when he beat Uriah Hall, it was like, oh my god.
I mean, he dominated Hall. Hall didn't have a shot in that match.
But now, what do you think? Like, I mean, it's like you look at Uriah Hall now, and like everybody, all this hype is slowly going down into the trash can about Uriah Hall.
Uriah Hall should go get some pom-poms and be a cheerleader. He
yeah.
just doesn't have the heart of a fighter. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, you can't be nice and be told to go punch someone in the face.
I agree. Now, with that saying, I'm going with Gastelum.
I am too.
I think he's going to win the fight. Yeah,
it'll be. I think we'll know more about him after this fight.
Right now, the lightweight battle. That was nice. That was nice. I love
both ends. Wait, it's Chef Jeff's.
Chef Jeff's is good, dude. Yeah. I mean, it's supposed to be good. I mean,
barbecue pork pizza. It was
really?
Different. Yeah.
Don't talk too much about, because there's a couple fans that are like, oh, guys, keep it to MMA. You know how what I love? I love how people watch our show and tell us what the fuck to keep it to. How about keeping on these nuts, okay? Because it's like, we're gonna do what the fuck we want. I mean, not a little, we're gonna do and talk what we want to. Now, so let's talk some more about Chef Jeff's. How was it? What did you have?
Barbecue.
Was that shit good? Because I'm hungry right now.
It was okay.
Yeah?
They have restaurant week, so if you pay $23, you can get an appetizer, a main course, and a dessert, which is decent. I didn't because none of the other fatties at the table were, but I was ready to.
I was ready.
Anyway, Donald Cerrone seems to have other issues besides getting ready to get in this fight. A couple out of...
what happened?
Personal issues.
Donald Cerrone does? Mm-hmm. Well, he's going to be fighting Rafael dos Anjos. I said that one right. In this lightweight battle. It's simple to me. If Cerrone, if the Cowboy can keep it standing, he's going to win this easily. If he starts getting taken down to the ground, it could come, it'll become a little bit interesting.
He was charged with assault 2 days ago.
Oh!
For a boat rage incident.
A boat rage?
Mm-hmm. But see, the boat rage incident happened like 2 months ago. I don't understand the statute of limitations in this world is strange.
It's really weird. Well, they got about 4 days to sort that shit out.
So it'll be interesting to see where Donald's head's at. I mean, you're a fighter, you ride bowls in the part-time, you go rock climbing. He lives a very comfortable...
He gets some boat assaults?
Yeah, boat assaults.
Yeah.
Is that like a Sharknado?
I don't know what that shit is, but I won't
Maybe that's what he was doing. He was out defending a Sharknado and just got angry because somebody cut him off on his way to the Sharknado.
People get fucking flipped out. Boats are fucking crazy when it was on a boat, it happened, right?
It says boat rage.
Road rage, boat rage.
Trust me, driving here, I get road rage. Anyway,
now,
I think Donald's got this for the
I think Cerrone's got it.
In it. I mean, if he's distracted by all this boat rage stuff, then Rafael could beat him. I mean,
if he now something could happen where they could be a fill-in all of a sudden. Shit happens like that too. It's the UFC.
He better come in and focus on this kid, or this kid's gonna whip his ass.
Yeah, because it's not somebody to take lightly.
No.
Now the welterweight bite. I say that all the time. That's not just.
Hungry.
I know it's hungry because she's been talking about Chef Jeff's, but the main event.
They don't have reservations till 9:30 tonight. Can you believe that shit? They're jammed up till 9:30. It's 3:00 in the afternoon.
That's crazy.
That good.
Carlos Condit will be fighting Martin Kampmann again. And this will be the second time they met. Obviously, the first time they met, Kampmann got the decision. It's been a long time, in my opinion, since that. But 4 years since that fight happened. And I'm going to tell you what, Carlos Condit has improved crazy in those 4 years. Can I get an amen, George? Now, Martin Kampmann has been knocked out a couple times during those 4 years. So I just, it wasn't like Martin Kampmann just owned fucking Carlos Condit back then anyway, so it's not like he's in his head. I gotta go with Carlos Condit for this fight. I think he's gonna win. I think Carlos Condit has just been one of the best welterweights out there in the last 2 years, and Martin Kampmann has been suspect at best, He's
been Martin Kampmann. I'm gonna go with Condit, and I'm gonna tell you right now, there's more pressure on this fight for Condit to win it. There is Kampmann.
Yeah.
Because the guys in front of, what's his name? Rory.
Yeah.
Rory is literally non-personal, his lack of personality, his lack of flair for the win, and his undecisive last fight got him another fight instead of a title fight.
Yeah.
And I understand his man still carries the belt, so he probably doesn't want to fight him. But Condit wins this. If he puts Kampmann away, knockout, flashy, it puts him right back.
He puts him right there.
Right back for the title.
Yeah. And I tell you what, man, I'm getting a change of when I'm starting to look. I'm starting to get a newfound respect for GSP. I know some people are probably like whatever, but let's think about it today. I am obviously I was never a huge fan of his because I just felt like he didn't finish fights. I felt like he fought very conservative. He with that being said, he fights super smart. But when you're sitting back and you got to hold a belt that long,
you only fight once a year. Fuck that. I'm not giving him any credit for holding the belt long. Fuck that bullshit.
He's held it long time.
How many times? Look at Anderson's fight record. Mm-hmm. Anderson fights 2 to 3 times a year easy.
Yeah.
GSP fights once every 37 months. Fuck that.
I was seriously, you know what I was seriously going to do, man, today? You know what I was going to do? I was going to find 3 subjects.
That's one. We can talk about him all day long.
That irritated you, and I was really going to go on the other side about it and act real serious and see how irritated fucking on the edge it got you to the point where you just stormed out of the fucking studio.
I don't think it could be that bad. But I mean, look, he's a champion. He beats who they put in
He's
front.
good.
His division's weak. He fights once a year.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Anderson fights 2 to 3 times a year.
When is he fighting Johny Hendricks?
Next.
Jimi Hendrix. Purple Haze. Huh?
February?
What, of 2015? Yeah.
No,
anyway, guys.
Before the end of the year.
Comments below. Let us know. We're out. Dose. Deuces.
We're out. Dose.